Hello everyone. I wanted to place this trigger warning in front of all of my videos for this series because it has to do with teen suicide and the attempt of suicide in general. If this is something that is triggering to you, please enjoy one of my other series. This one can get pretty heavy due to the content. So I do want you guys to be aware of that. I also want you guys to know that you are loved, you are enough, and you matter. If you are ever feeling that way, in a suicidal way or depressed or something like that, please get out there and get help. It's not about pride. To just put that, you've got to put that away. If you are having a rough time, talk to somebody, talk to family, talk to a friend, talk to just a random stranger at the bus stop or something. You know, sometimes it's easier to get off your chest what you're feeling with someone you don't even know compared to someone that's family or friends, just because you don't have to worry about how they're going to think about you or anything like that. You gotta get those feelings out. I've got a couple of numbers here for those that may feel the way that they might be feeling. The purpose of this entire series is to bring awareness to teen suicide and suicide in general. So I do want to give you guys a couple of numbers. The first one, it's pretty simple. It's only 3 numbers. Call 988. If you feel that your needs won't be met from a regular hotline because you might be a member of the LGBTQ plus community, another number that you can call is 866-488-7386. Stay safe, love each other, and help those in need. The world is better with you in it. Thank you. Now enjoy the episode. Welcome back, everyone. Today we will be reading Chapter 11. So let's get into it. 3 weeks. I'd survived 3 weeks. But the lunchroom was really, really loud and hot, too. Even though I was sitting with Lisa and the cheerleaders, I was bugged about a bunch of stuff. Hot didn't help at all. Hot made everything worse. For the first time since school started, I forgot my memory book. That made everything worse, too. The book was at home on my dresser, so I thought about it every time I needed to write something down. At least I had good shoelaces. Lisa had given me 3 packs of elastolaces in lots of colors. Today I had on dark green, white shoes, green laces. I thought about green laces and how it would have looked if I'd picked blue, and my memory book. Mostly, though, I was thinking about the winch. If I had to look at Miss Winchell one more day, I might go off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do it again. 1, 2, red hair, dark dresses, nervous smiles. 3, 4, 5. Every time I even thought about her, my scars hurt. Shoelaces. Counting didn't help much. Pragmatics. Behave myself. I didn't want to be a big Larry, and I knew the teachers at school were still all squinty-eyed and jumpy like my dad about me hurting myself again. But I really, really wanted to ditch the winch. It's only been 3 weeks. Lisa had to yell so we could hear her over all the other yelling in the lunchroom. Something smelled like seriously bad armpit stink. I thought it was the onions on Lisa's hot dog. Maybe she'll just be your shadow for the first month. Nobody else seemed to care about the body odor onions, so I tried not to scrunch up my nose. Shoelaces. Green shoelaces. One of Lisa's friends gulped down a big bite of salad, then wiped her mouth. Winch is a total head case. Maybe you should complain and make them give you some other babysitter. She wiped her mouth again, and I looked down at the nuts on my plate. I was eating peanuts because that was something I could eat in front of the cheerleaders without accidentally sneezing and dribbling all down my shirt or something. Small bites. At least I didn't need a babysitter when I ate peanuts. Peanut winch, I muttered, even though I had my teeth clenched to keep from saying it. Body odor. Small bites, shoelaces, nuts and onions. Lisa giggled. So did her friends. I did my usual swallow a lot, tried to focus like I was supposed to, turned red, put my hand over my mouth, and hoped it didn't look like I was putting my hand over my mouth. Lisa wasn't trying to torture me, making me eat with cheerleaders. Her friends were nice, and it was cool to have a place to sit, especially a winch-free zone. But still, eating with cheerleaders wasn't easy, even though they were just junior varsity. They were all so pretty, and they didn't have stupid marks, and none of them were eating peanuts either. Salad, salad, salad. Lettuce, I muttered, even though I had my fist nearly crammed in my mouth. Winch, stinky onion peanuts. Frog farts, said Lisa. Toad turds, one of her friends agreed. Horse flies. The third girl said way too loud. Hoochie mamas. Lisa again. Frog farts and hoochie mamas. Knock it off! I smacked her shoulder with my good hand. Frog fart. Everyone laughed, even me. Lisa got out of my way, kept giggling, and still managed to take the last bite of her hot dog and stink onions. She didn't eat healthy salads very much. She crammed down lots of junk food and worked it off during practice. She said that all the time, along with frog farts and hoochie mamas, and lots of other head case stuff. It was her new strategy, hers and Mama Rush's. You can't stop it, boy, and you can't prance around school with a sock stuffed in your mouth, so why not let all that silly talk be a trademark? Frog farts. My new trademark. Yay. Pragmatics. At least Lisa liked me anyway. I liked her a lot, too. I looked at my green shoelaces and chewed a few more peanuts and didn't say anything, even though Hoochie Mama trademark farts flashed through my brain a lot. Laughing about my big mouth seemed to make it smaller, at least for a little while. I had stuff to figure out, even though I didn't have my book to write everything down. One glued trivet and one patched up little flower pot later, Mama Rush and I had crossed my life sucked off the list. Okay, so the toothbrush cup wouldn't hold water. The flower pot had a big chunk out of the rim, and the trivet only had 3 straight sides. The 4th side looked like a clay-eating mouse had chewed it up. Some of these presents can't be fixed all the way, but it's the best we can do. Like shoelaces that didn't really tie. Like peanuts. Not really lunch, but lunch enough to count. Good thing the salad bar always had a lot of peanuts. I knew my life probably didn't suck after Mama Rush got so mad about it, but I had to check things out anyway, and I wrote everything down for her to read. It was at home on my dresser, in the book. My life sucked had its own page. Dad's opinion. Of course your life didn't suck, son. At least I hope it didn't. Do you think your life sucked? If you need to talk about it, I'm here for you. Want some toast and jelly? Mom's opinion. I wish you'd stop asking ridiculous questions. Have you done your homework? Good. I'm proud of you, Jersey. It's going to be hard enough for you to keep up. Try not to get distracted by nonsense. Todd's opinion. Get out of my face, freak. Lisa's opinion. Everybody's life sucks sometimes. You might have had a few sucky days, but nothing to blow your head off over. Mama Rush's opinion. I know you don't want to ask me that question. My opinion. I don't remember. But I remember stuff way back before I shot myself, and that stuff didn't suck. Lisa's probably right. And Mom. So, now I was trying to figure out if I'd done something awful. Awful enough to feel guilty. Awful enough to put the gun to my head and pull the trigger. Lisa thumped the stupid mark on my temple. What are you thinking about, Jersey? Frog farts? I flicked a peanut at her. She flicked it back. The other girls laughed and kept on girl chatting. I looked at the oldest one. She wouldn't have been at this school when I shot myself. None of them would have been here. Lisa was the only one who knew me before, but she was lots younger then. That was kind of weird. I was eating with younger kids, I guess, like a baby. Lisa didn't know about anything rotten I had done, but she said I was a total butthead sometimes, even though she liked me. I didn't think I was ever a butthead, but I didn't think I was selfish either, until the whole Big Larry thing. So maybe I was a butthead. Was being a butthead enough to make me pull the trigger? Butthead, I muttered. Trigger. The girls were laughing too hard to hear me. That was probably good. I wasn't up for another round of hoochie mamas. I went to the bathroom when lunch was over. Thank God the wench didn't follow me to the urinals like she tried to do the first few days. I'm not sure I could have squeezed out a drop with her nearby. But I shouldn't think about squeezing out drops, because then I'd probably talk about them. No drops. No drops. But the time I finally fumbled with my zipper, I got it down and got busy, the door banged open. For the worst second, everything tried to dry up because I just knew it was Miss Winchell. But when I took a quick look, it wasn't. It was worse. 3 guys, Carrie and Zero, seniors from the golf team, and Todd. Don't waste my time. I could still hear Carrie saying that before he hung up on me. Don't waste my time. And I hadn't tried to pee in front of any of my old friends before. I'd been sort of avoiding the bathrooms they went to, but now, here they were. Don't waste my time. I looked down at my zipper. Please don't let me pee on myself, or accidentally get a drop on one of them. No drops. No drops. Todd glanced at me and went to use the urinals on the far wall. Zero and Carrie nudged each other, then came over to take a whiz beside me. I tried to finish real fast, but stuff just wouldn't cooperate. Don't waste my time. You do pretty good with one hand, Zero said. He was wearing jeans and a Green Ranger shirt. I nodded and looked at the wall. Must be hard to button and zip. Button? No. I have a snap. No button. And green shoelaces. Zero laughed. Was he being nice or making fun of me? Hurry, hurry. No drops. No buttons. Buttons. No buttons. Why was I so nervous? Being nervous was stupid. I knew these guys. They used to be my friends. Didn't they? They hadn't talked to me, but I didn't think they hated me or anything. Carrie had on khakis and a white shirt. No wrinkles or drops. He always looked neat and clean. I remembered that much. Those scars are pretty gross, Hatch. He sighed. Really weird and long. Like he had a huge problem. Did you have to break your whole head open? Why'd you do it anyway? Something twisted way down inside. I could almost hear JB yelling from way over at my house. Get out! You used to do stuff like this, remember? He isn't being nice. Get out! But I wasn't finished. Still, things were drying up for sure. Hey, Carrie, Zero said. You heard all the quack shrinks at the assembly? We aren't supposed to ask him why. He did it. Might upset the poor itty-bitty little boy. He finished up and took care of his fly really fast and easy. Used to kick my ass off the tee, Hatched. He shook his head. Mr. All That, Mr. Better Than You. Look at you now. I bet you pinch when you zip. Need help? Wouldn't want anything important to get scarred up. No help, thanks. I didn't mean to say anything. It just popped out. My face got hot. No scars. Get out. Carrie snickered. I was trying to cram things where they belonged. Frog farts. Nothing would go. At least I got my underwear adjusted. Drops, drops, drops. The bathroom felt a lot smaller than it had when I came in. I wanted to leave, but I didn't want any stains. And I had to wash my hands, but first I had to zip my fly, and it wasn't zipping. Why wouldn't it go up? Snap, snap, snap first, then zip. Snap and zip. I grabbed at the snap and tried to push the metal parts together. Oh man, call the babysitter, Todd, Carrie called over his shoulder. Poor Whittle Jersey can't do his zip-zip. Todd didn't answer. He wasn't making much noise at all. Zero banged into my good side. I lurched sideways, couldn't keep my balance, and fell against Carrie. What the hell? Carrie said way too loud. He shoved me upright with his shoulder, turned toward me, and I felt something warm seep into my knees. Onto my knees. Pee from him. Pee from Carrie on me. Oh, he laughed as he turned back to the urinal to finish up. Sorry. He didn't sound sorry. I stared down at my leg. My face was so hot. I let go of my snap and clenched my good hand into a fist. I could see myself hitting Carrie in the mouth. Or maybe Zero, because he was laughing too. Or Todd. Yeah, Todd. Because he wasn't saying anything at all. My pants. My pants were wet. Zero stopped laughing long enough to say, Good shot, Kerr. Want a mulligan? That was golf talk for do-over. We've heard Lisa and her little friends talking to you, Carrie said. If we say stupid stuff, you'll repeat it, won't you? If I hit Zero, I might knock him into the urinal and he'd shut up. If I hit Carrie, he'd probably pee on me again. My fist was going back, and Zero just laughed harder. Do it, Carrie urged. Think you can, Hatch? You total loser. 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 Can you say, loser? Loser. I started to swing. Somebody grabbed my arm, spun me around. That fast, I was face to face with Todd. My fist kept trying to move, but it wasn't going anywhere. Todd's lips were all tight and his eyes were squinty. Mad. Really, really mad. He peed, I yelled. Why, loser? He peed, not me. Todd turned me toward the bathroom door and shoved me. I had to hitch and run not to fall on the gross floor. The sinks. I grabbed one to steady me. Then got to the door. Loser. Zero and Carrie were laughing. Nothing from Todd. Nothing. Loser. Get out! I didn't wash. I got out. Falling more than walking, out the door. Straight into Miss Winchell. Her eyes got really big. She opened her mouth. I turned around so I wouldn't have to look at her. Turned around and there was Lisa, and a girl with Lisa. A girl with dark hair and eyes black enough they made me stare. You're so self-centered, I bet you think I'm mad at you. The voice yelled so loud in my head that I jumped. Self-centered, I blurted. Selfish. Drops. Frog farts. Frog. Lisa closed her eyes and shook her head really fast. I wanted to cram my hand in my mouth, but I hadn't washed it. Alana Arroyo was standing in front of me wearing jeans and a yellow shirt. Right here, where I could see her, not moved away. Here. Right here. Frog. I took a deep breath. Frog. Selfish. Sorry. The girl. Alana? Was it Alana? It had to be. She just stared at me and looked totally uncomfortable. Lisa was still shaking her head. I couldn't help shaking my head. Then I tried to get a grip. I'm not a big Larry. Alana? Stop, Jersey. Lisa sounded as sharp as Mama Rush. It's not Alana. When Miss Winchell came toward us, Lisa froze her with a full-on Mama Rush glare. Alana, not Alana, took a step back. What did I say? If I'd washed my hands, I would have reached for her. I'm sorry, I said, just for good measure. Was I being selfish? Alana, not Alana. The bathroom door opened. Someone pushed past me, blocked my view of Alana, not Alana, in the yellow shirt. Todd. What did I do to her? I asked really fast before he could walk away. Why did we fight over Alana? Is she... Alana, I mean? Fight. He swung around and glared at me. What did you say? Nothing, Todd, Lisa answered like I couldn't talk for myself. Get out of here and take your girlfriend with you. I didn't ask you, Todd started. But Alana, no. I squinted my good eye at her. Not all the way, Alana. A little different from the picture. Rounder face, bigger nose. Todd's girlfriend, who looked like Alana, said something too quiet for me to hear. Todd turned back to her. His shoulders got looser. I saw him breathe once, really deep. Then he nodded and took the girl's hand, and they walked away without looking back. Frog farts. I was about to ask them to wait, to answer me about Alana and what happened, when Lisa popped my head. No little girl pop either. My ears rang. The winch started toward us again. Lisa! I swear, Jersey. She popped me again before I could get my arm up to block her. What the hell's wrong with you? Calling her Alana. And Todd, you come off with frog farts and Big Larry and bringing up the past? I ought to hit you till you're cross-eyed. And for God's sake, zip your fly. That stopped the winch cold. Me too. I looked down at my jeans. They still weren't fastened. When I turned my head a little, I could see my underwear under the wads of my shirt. The bathroom door opened again. Out came Carrie and Zero. They bumped me on purpose as they went by, still laughing. The winch called after them, but they didn't stop. All I could do was look at my pants and think about Todd and his girlfriend, and drops and frogs and Lisa, seeing me look so stupid and all kinds of selfish stuff. Did you pee on yourself? Did you? Lisa snorted. Sometimes. Whatever else she said, I didn't hear it, because I turned around and went back into the bathroom. This time I went into a stall and locked the door behind me. It smelled really bad in there, but I stayed a long time, way into the next class. The winch never came after me. Neither did Lisa. That's it for this week. We'll see you guys next week with Chapter 12.